Are you still losing money even though you have a strategy? Well, I know it might not make sense now, but after you watch this video, you will understand where you need to put your efforts so the strategy works in your favor and you develop your edge against the markets. All right, so let's go into it. Welcome back to Supreme Traders, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of Vussy Magz. You guys already know that. Go ahead and subscribe, like the video, keep the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the future drops if you're new to the channel. And without wasting too much time in today's video, I just want to dive straight into this important factor or this important hurdle that a lot of you new traders have to deal with before you eventually go into profitability. Alright, fam, hold on. I got a big announcement, right? So this coming weekend, which is gonna be the 27th and 28th, Saturday and Sunday, listen, I'm dropping the buying and selling strategy for all the VIP members, you feel me? So all you need to do, if you're not part of the VIP mentorship program, you just need to sign up for the 30 days or the 90 days. The 30 days is at $30 and the 90 days is at $67. So both of everyone who's joined this month, you're getting the strategy at the end of this week, you feel me? Let's go. Alright fam, so to simplify this video, right, what I did is I laid out the format of this video into 5 points, 5 key points that are gonna summarize everything that you need to do to get out of these frustrating situations, you feel me? I've also been there, so I won't tell you anything that I personally haven't like put effort into, or I won't tell you guys about anything I haven't dealt with myself too. So best believe when I'm telling you guys about this, I've also been in a situation where I had a strategy but I still wasn't making money. So let's go ahead and dive into this topic. So first things first, right? Most likely, as in like 8 times out of 10 times, right? The number one thing that's setting you back is the fact that you haven't mastered trading psychology, right? So let me tell you guys where the misconception when it comes to forex trading is. You think just because you got a strategy and stuff like that automatically is gonna fix everything, all the issues you have when it comes to handling money and all these things. You think a strategy is gonna go and fix that, and in reality it really doesn't. You need to actively put effort, right, into those specific things where you are lacking, because now that you have a strategy, it means like you've basically won half of the battle, because now you know the direction where you're going, you know what to follow, you know how to execute and get out of trades and stuff like that and so forth, you feel me? But half of the battle now is going to be about yourself now. The strategy is about the markets, but the other half is about yourself. And a lot of traders who are professionals will tell you that after they make it like to profitability and stuff, they learn more about themselves than they did about the markets, essentially, because you realize all these areas where you're lacking. And when it comes to trading psychology, a lot of it has to do with emotions, you feel me? I wanted to say emotionality, but I don't know if that's a word, but a lot of it has to do with emotions, dealing with your emotions, and you basically your mental strength, I would say your emotions and your mental strength play a lot into this. Also your discipline, because sometimes you realize you also miss trades because you're not disciplined enough to have a routine where you know what times you're supposed to look at the markets and stuff like that. You just do everything randomly, so obviously that's gonna set you back. You might lose out on a couple of valuable trades, you feel me? So when you're talking about like trading psychology, it's not just divided into one part where you just like no psychology, and there's a lot of things that you need to like alter about yourself so you can keep making money from this, which is why a lot of people, it takes time for a lot of people, even sometimes when they have a strategy, for them to start making money, because they realize that there are so many mistakes that they make aside of the strategy, you feel me? So for us to go into detail about like trading psychology and stuff like that, the emotions and stuff, I think I can make a separate video for you guys, because now it's gonna just delay us from this whole purpose of this video, you feel me? So let's go to the next point. So the next point, why you're still losing money even though you have a strategy, is you might not be sticking to the basics, right? So in this point, what I'm trying to emphasize to you guys is stick to the trading basics. You feel me? You need to stick to basic rules. Basic rules like always cutting your losses quickly, like always using a TP and an SL and stuff like that. Even if you don't have a strategy, the least you can do is have a TP and an SL. You understand? It might just be your lucky day and you just open the trade without knowing what's going on, and your trade is gonna hit TP. So at least you have the first principles of trading. You understand? So when it goes to the basic trading rules, we're talking about things like lot sizes, risk management, and all these things. All these things are there to just make your life easy. But you guys keep, like, how can I say this? You want to keep pushing against the wall, right? You want to keep pushing against these principles that were here before you and I, like, even thought of trading. These are the things that were working for the consistent professional traders. You feel me? So they are the basic principle rules, right? Like how to manage your money and all these things, and the SLs and TPs, like I said, and the strategy itself has the rules of how you should, like, open a trade, when you should open a trade, when you should leave a trade, when you should, you feel me, close a sell or a buy. All these things are stipulated in the strategy. And don't try to, like, as soon as you see that you're still struggling to make money, don't take the strategy and mix it with this one. And you feel me, now you have this system of indicators. Moving averages are still indicators, robots, and your own strategy, and you're trying to merge all those things, and you think it's gonna deal with the fact that your system is not simple, it's not easy to follow. Stick to the basic rules. Simpler is way better than having a complicated trading system, because in the long run you want something you can repeat on a daily basis. But if your process is so complicated and complex, it makes it hard for you to stick it out over the long run. So the next thing that you guys are doing the most, right, to delay your success in these markets, which I've also done in the past, I won't lie, because you feel me, we're just keeping it real in this channel, you feel me, is don't bring your financial problems into these markets. You feel me? Don't bring your financial problems to the markets, because it's not going to help you. It's not going to help the markets. In fact, it's going to help the markets, because the markets will take everything else that you have, give it to someone else on the other end. Because as you're buying, someone is selling. As you're selling, someone is buying. You feel me? So the one thing that defeats your trading psychology is going into the markets with a lot of financial burdens and all these things that you expect the markets to fix. You understand? That's not how it works, fam. When you go into this market, you already, with this type of mentality, it's destructive to both you and your account, because already you have so much pressure, right? Just from trading itself. There's so much pressure just from Forex itself. And then you're adding into that pressure by going into the market with your clouded judgment because of all these expectations. You need your rent. It's either you need your rent to be paid, you want to get clothes for the kids, maybe school fees, and all these things are your burden, and you think you just want to come to the markets and take the money and just, you feel me, that's going to lead you into a long list of bad decisions down the line. It's just going to compound into the next bad decision, next bad decision, next bad decision, you feel me? So don't come to the market with financial problems and expect it to fix it for you. Deal with those things, and once you're clear-minded and in a clear headspace, then take an approach at like trying to make it in the markets and stuff. You'll see it's gonna be way less pressure on you, and it's gonna be easier for you to accept losses and profits, because greed also plays into a role, because you make profits sometimes and you feel like it's not enough because you want to pay school fees, and sometimes you take a small loss and instead of stopping, you realize it's still a small loss. You can still risk to cover the bills and stuff like that, and you end up blowing your whole account. So don't come to the markets with your financial problems. Leave them outside, or if you can't detach from your financial problems, just wait until everything settles down and then take an approach at the markets again. Alright, let's go to the next point. Your job, even if you have a strategy, is not to decide what the market should do. Let the market do what it's supposed to do. Feel me? So any strategy that's based on you telling the market what it's supposed to do, right? that's the wrong strategy. You might be losing because you just have the wrong strategy. I always see people analyzing on social platforms and stuff like that where they draw arrows like, okay, the price is gonna break out of this trend line and it's gonna shoot to this resistance zone, and then after that it's gonna retest, and then that's, guys, come on. Like, are we still doing this in 2021 though? Can you stop that, please? Please, let's stop drawing the arrows and saying this is where price is gonna go and stuff. You feel me? The only time you should be drawing an arrow is after you've analyzed and you're looking at potential possibilities of a breakout. Is it gonna push to the upside or push to the downside? But I can tell you this, in any setup, there's a possibility of price breaking out to the upside or downside. Even if the rules of that setup say the price is gonna push up, break out to the upside, there's always a possibility of the price pushing to the downside. You feel me? Let's go to the next one. So last but certainly not the least important of all these, even though it's the last one, you need to learn effective money management skills, right? So if we can just recap a few points back, I talked about greed and how sometimes you take a loss and you feel like it's small and then you keep risking more and stuff like that. That's not a very wise money management skill. You feel me? And also on the topic of lot sizing, fam, if you're coming into trading with 500 rands, just as an example, fam, you have to realize at the same time that's not a lot of money. And I'm not saying you need 20,000 to start trading, but you can use that 500 and start learning. But obviously if you can expect 500 to yield you 5k, we gotta be realistic at some point. You understand? We need to be realistic. Obviously the more money you have in your account, the more you can make, but also the more you can lose. So you need to have all these skills starting from a small amount, which is why I would never discourage anyone from learning how to trade with just 500 rands or whatever. The lessons you will learn from that small micro account is the same lessons that you will apply when you're having a big account. Because yes, the more money, you can make more money with a big account, but you can also lose more money because you have a larger account. You can open a larger lot size and stuff like that. You feel me? So that's one of the things that you need to focus on: money management skills, your lot sizing, your risk to reward ratios and stuff like that. You need to have risk to reward ratios. You feel me? You need to always have a higher target than your losses. Obviously these are just the basic things that I feel like everyone should know, or at least if you've been following this channel, all these things you know. And I'm not gonna go deeper into the money management skills. You feel me? Maybe I might just update the video and make another one for 2021. I don't know, I'll see. You feel me? But I just feel like, just from me saying money management skills, it involves lot sizing, which is position sizing. It involves risk to reward ratios, your TPs and SLs. It also involves how often you trade, right? That's part of the money management. Obviously you need to know how much money, like if you have that 500 rands in your account and you trade maybe the first 2 days and you lose 200, you have to also know to yourself to kind of take a step back and review what's going wrong, because the next 2 trades might wipe your whole account. You feel me? So these are the type of things you need to look at. Every time you're in a drawdown, you need to first observe, either go back to a demo and retest things, retest, and then come back. It doesn't always mean if you have money in your account you should be trading live. Sometimes if you're not getting the results, you need to first step back and observe what's really going wrong with the strategy, you feel me, or what approach you're taking that's making you lose. These are some of the things that you need to focus on, and I hope this helps. You feel me? I know for a fact if you follow some of these, you will start to see a change. You feel me? So 2021, we're playing, we're getting the bag the whole year. So go ahead, subscribe, like. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Peace out, fam.